Magic, the snack for survivors.
What?
Oh my god, that was dark. Oh, she's the person behind the camera.
It's so good.
And I killed Sparky too.
Twist. Welcome back, everyone, to another reaction to WandaVision. We are here today for episode 6, an all-new Halloween spooktacular. I'm Nicholas, joined with buddy Chris. What's up, Chris?
Howdy, buddy. How's it going? Happy Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day. How about that? You can tell I've got a significant other. No, but just as a refresher, what happened in the last 2 episodes?
Oh, I just gonna say, I loved that. I feel like these last 2 episodes we watched really kind of let me understand kind of what was happening in a way that
Right.
I mean, I was thinking it was a AI or something she was in, but nope.
Right.
And I'm excited about this one being a Halloween. I've always loved Halloween episodes of
Sure.
shows growing up as a kid and stuff. So I'm hoping.
The twins were born, and
Oh yeah, yep.
they grew up fast.
Really fast. Yeah, got a dog. Dog died. Yeah, that was.
And there was one moment there at the beginning, if you remember, Agnes broke character.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "So you want to just start this over from the top or something like that?" She like literally was using like
yeah. She is literally playing a character, playing a scene, and I loved when they like confronted each other.
Yes, at the end there.
Even though.
Because Vision's suspicion is going up because he's a android or whatever,
Well, it's cool. Like Vision has almost played, the viewer's role.
Right.
Like, he's been trying to figure out what's going on, and he's kind of figured it out as much as
as we have.
we have,
way,
yeah. And he's finally seeing Wanda is controlling all this, and
then they
he really
try to
called
send
her
the
out on
drone
it.
in, fires on her, and she comes out like dressed up as what she originally wore in Ultron, and she like throws the drone back, and
Yeah.
she's pissed. Her eyes are red, and she does the thing and controls everybody's mind to point the gun back at the Hayward is his name. Very Magneto moment. And the commercials are they're almost like dreams. They're like subconscious metaphors happening or something. You know what I mean? Sparky the dog, and that little teaching moment about trying to teach her kids that we can't just change reality. She's being a hypocrite in that moment. Yeah, at the end, they get in a little fight, and it was really intense. They're both like flying in the air. Like that one, that really got to me when I first watched it. That was really good. And then her brother comes. Vision's confronting her. Her brother ends up coming in the door, but apparently he's recast, as Darcy puts it. She recast Pietro, and then the mind fuck of the fact that it's the Pietro from the Fox Marvel Universe X-Men.
Yeah, that blew my mind when you told me that.
Yeah, that's
so cool. That's
like
so
what?
Doing that.
I mean, the internet's mind got blown when this happened, dude.
I would have loved to have seen that live and jumped on and
it was. I mean, for that whole week, we were all just like, "Oh my God, X-Men!"
Yeah. Well, and thinking about it too, her coming out was such and confronting the armed forces outside her hexagon was such a big moment, because she's like kind of come up a little bit. Like when somebody calls her out, she's like, what.
Rewind time.
There's like moments of clarity,
Right.
But she is just like left the whole thing.
Right.
Went back into the real world for a second, set them straight, and then walked back into her little.
I guess when you
fantasy
fire
world.
a missile at someone's children, that draws the line. I'm not going to brush this one over. I'm
She's
going
like,
to
no,
go have all
coming
your
out.
goons point their guns at you. Do not do that again. Yeah, she's clearly becoming more aware, and maybe she's fully conscious at this moment in time that
And just like
she's doing this or whatever it is, or but she still seems confused about. Like she doesn't understand her own power. She's acknowledging now that she definitely has something to do with it, but at the same time, she doesn't literally know the thing to do to make that happen. It's just happening. So there's the confusion there for sure.
Well, it's kind of like going into like you were saying with the commercials being dreamlike. you know, even though we create our own dreams, we're still surprised in the moment. Like she's surprised when her brother's at the door.
Right.
It's like I was not expecting that. But like in our dreams,
Right.
we can be.
It's from your mind.
completely-
Right.
It's from your mind. We're creating it, but yet you're shocked when something. You know.
Right.
Yeah. So it's neat, you know. And it's neat that it's a dream, but it's also real. Because I remember, you know, thinking, well, one of the things I hate in shows, it's very rarely done well, is when it ends with somebody waking up and be like, oh, it was all a dream. And it always feels like such a letdown, because it's like this ride you went on
Right. And
had no
it
meaning,
doesn't
it didn't
mean
really
anything.
exist. Yeah. And so this is like a great mixture of both, because it is a dream, but it's also very real.
Right. It's a real dream. I don't know. Like.
Yeah, it's neat. It's very neat.
real,
Yeah.
real. Well, that pretty much gets us caught up.
Yeah. Oh, you got your Vision shirt on. Yes.
3, 2, 1, go. I love how they use the formatting to tell like where you're at, whether you're in the real world or whether you're in the hex. Or there's 3 aspect ratios. There's a 4:3 for the old school television. There's 16:9 for the new television, and then there's 2.35 like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You
Yeah,
know,
when
like
we're there. That is really cool. Yeah, so we should be in the 90s maybe, if we go into the.
yeah,
I don't
if
know
it
this will be
follows.
Well, I'm sure it will, because this should be the Halloween episode, so hopefully
Okay.
it'll be a
Yeah.
nice one. I don't know. The 90s. Yes. All those shows like Pete and Pete had the rockin', you know, but yeah, Malcolm in the Middle. And oh, he's talking to us.
Yep.
That was a trope in the 90s. Yeah. This is so Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody better be bleeding broken or on fire.
Oh, she's wearing like a stylized version of her other outfit.
Yeah, that's pretty much the comic.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Almost identical.
So lame.
Lame.
Worse than the costumes Mom made us the year we got typhus. Costume, bro. Man. Let me guess.
It's cool that they use Halloween as the excuse to show the like original costumes.
So clever, yeah.
Never told me much about your brother. I had no idea he'd be so great with kids.
It's their first Halloween. You have to be there.
Their first
They're
Halloween.
10.
Big guy is a conflict. Twins need a father.
And they're in their comic
There.
accurate costumes.
Remember that this is over.
What is their plan?
It's the drone she threw back at them.
See a full workup inside the hour.
The guy who almost got murdered by his own murder squad.
We just surrender to that? Not happening.
We'll keep provoking it and making it worse, dumbass.
Yeah, that's-
Antagonizing her is only making things worse.
Yeah,
If Wanda
what she
is the
said.
problem, she has to be our solution.
Damn, that was pretty.
Pretty low.
Yeah.
Way overstepping his provisional authority.
What? Jimmy Woo?
Whoa, yeah, he's. Probably got the background, just didn't notice any of that.
Right.
All the cannon has disappeared. And now the jack-o'-lanterns have been smashed. He's not on duty.
No,
Uh-oh.
I thought
Do you want something changed?
no.
He wants him changed. Oh. So
Yeah, I picked up on that.
Never mind.
what's he doing?
He's curious.
Yeah. Oh, weird. So, oh my gosh, he's crying.
It's like an NPC, like
Yeah.
too far
it's like-
away.
to render out what they're supposed to do. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
Hungry. I used to be like that all the time.
What did you do?
Snacked on yo magic, bro.
Oh my.
Yo magic. The snack for survivors.
What?
Oh my god, that was dark.
That's dark as shit.
Yeah. I love how good they are, these like tropes and like nailing the.
I don't know. This is all I can access so far.
These other dots, those
Is
are
she
Westview
moving his like
residents.
dead body
The
through the
ones in visions
streets?
in the
So Hayward must have an accurate.
I mean, Hayward showed the video to Rambeau that, from their point of view, she went in and jacked his body.
Yeah. Huh. This is so cool with Vision going through and
He's curious, man. He's investigating.
yeah, he's trying to figure this out and get away from Wanda for a little bit.
Come on, Vision, put it together.
But you're so right about the video games. I just saw like a Cyberpunk 2077 where they're like, you can see through the walls and out far away from the characters, the player, everything stops.
Right.
Oh, he's getting a bird's eye view. Yeah.
I never noticed that before. As he's looking downtown, where Wanda is at the fair, there's all kinds of chatter, and then as he looks further and further away, it becomes quiet.
It all goes away. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Oh, and this he's finding the border of where it ends. I wonder if he's gonna go past that street.
Ellis Avenue. Is that what
Yeah.
she said? Yeah.
You're one of the Avengers. You're Vision. What?
No memories.
Don't you know?
Because I'm not.
Dead. Dead.
It is my intention to reach those outside of Westview and make sense of our situation. I will fix this, Agnes, I promise.
There's Ellis Avenue. Yep.
Ellis
The
Avenue.
road. Can't go past it. Wow. This is gonna be so sad if his dead body just walks back inside of the thing.
You can't go back into the hex. Hayward has your blood work. You've gone through the boundary twice already, Monica. The energy inside has rewritten your cells on a molecular level twice. It's changing you.
I know what Wanda is feeling, and I won't stop until I help her.
Where were you hiding all these kids up till now?
What?
I assume they're all just sleeping peacefully.
I forgot.
No need to traumatize beyond.
I didn't.
Hey, don't get me wrong. You handled the ethical considerations of this scenario as best you could.
I don't know how I did it. I only remember feeling endless nothingness.
Oh. Oh shit.
I'm fine.
She saw him just like she saw Vision
Yeah.
in their dead state.
Oh geez. Yeah. That commercial has so much like meaning for this episode. What is he?
He's tracking, yeah, he's tracking Vision. He can see that,
Vision.
and now Darcy can too, that Vision's coming,
What's he doing?
getting closer to the edge.
Edge, yeah.
And there's Ellis Avenue.
So maybe they'll go like medium or something. He's grappling with a lot right now too. He's, you know, geez. Oh, he's leaving.
Cannot stop the curious mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And you see something like this, he's like, it's like confirmation to him, like something is going on.
Oh wow. Wow.
His powers are kicking in.
He really does want out, doesn't he?
Mom!
Felt like your dead husband could die twice.
Oh.
To a
You not say it
grave.
out loud. Oh wow. Oh, she stopped the move. Oh.
So she can focus. That's crazy.
That is so crazy. Yeah. Oh, and that girl is handcuffed to the car. You see?
It's like, you asshole.
Oh, she's getting that body back though. Oh, fuck.
Darcy.
Oh, they got a helicopter. Oh, it's a hot air balloon. Oh, that's so cool.
It's so cool.
Oh, all the tents became circus tents.
She turns into a circus show. Look, they became clowns.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
What a shot.
Wow. Dude, so cool.
Look at that. You can see the corner sides of the hex.
Yeah, oh, it's so cool. Well, honestly. Vision kind of did that. Oh wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Show gets more intense every time, dude. It's so good.
There's so much to unpack here. So Vision has, like, I think Vision has kind of like completely figured it out.
Right.
Like, even the fact that he's dead. Now, I want to ask you something, because I don't remember seeing this, but like they were going through the recap of this one, like kind of like what we saw, and there was a picture of a guy laying there shot. I don't remember seeing the show.
That was the actual Pietro, her brother in Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Getting gunned down.
So she's basically like taking like reverse time and like captured his.
See, that's the thing. You
don't know.
notice like multiple times in here, and in this fake Pietro even said it. He's like, she asked these questions. Oh, do you remember this time when whatever? Almost like, and he's like, are you testing me? And you notice how he doesn't ever answer the questions. He throws it back to her to be like, don't test me, you know, of course I'm your brother. But he never actually gives any of that information that would confirm it.
Yeah.
So he's suspicious as fuck.
He is. Oh, I like the Halloween music they got playing.
Dun, dun. Yeah.
It's a little. I love so much to like enjoy about this episode, like the costumes and knowing that it were like
they're all comic accurate. Every one of them.
It's so cool, because it was in such a great way. Because like those old school comics in real life look kind of silly.
Right. There's no way to do it.
What a great way to show it.
That's a perfect way to integrate them. Like
there's really not a better.
This show is so good on so many levels, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's this old saying, don't when you're like in college or something, don't do your best work off the bat. Like, that's not what they did here. They just came out swinging.
So yeah. And it was so like to turn it into a circus. It's so
those clowns at the edge of town.
Yeah.
It's so good, man.
Yeah.
I love this show. I love this show.
I can't wait to see what like Vision's response to this is going to be, because he's going to be like, like they have a lot to be mad at each other about. Like, she's probably gonna be mad that he went off script,
right,
and was doing his own thing, and he's gonna be mad like, I'm dead and you have trapped me
you
here.
This was it bad before? It's way worse than that, because now I found out that this is like you're entrapping these people inside this thing, and I'm apparently dead because I can't leave this thing, and like like I mean, he kind of knew it when the office worker said that, but I think he was still like in denial. But when he saw that lady's like tear, and he saw Agnes's real reaction, man, I think like there's no more denial. He knows these people are just in trouble. I am here to help you, but what is an Avenger? He doesn't have his
that
memories
was a cool moment.
from before. He only
so neat.
From this Vision's point of view, he was basically born 5 days ago, as in this
weird.
construct world, and he doesn't have any memories from what came before. And the first episode alluded to that in the sense like, what's the heart? That it literally started from like a ground zero. Like, they got to build from here.
Well, you said that about the boy. Like, why does he have the Pedro's powers? It seems like one of them has Pedro's powers, and the other one is tied to Vision. In a way, like he, the boy could hear everything that Vision was thinking.
That is basically Wanda's powers. I think he's manifesting what Wanda's powers to a degree.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
but like, he hasn't been able to manipulate space-time yet or anything like that.
Yeah.
Of course, Wanda's just now starting to be able to do that. So, who knows how powerful Wanda really is? She doesn't know. So, in every iteration, she becomes more powerful, and all of it is almost like through her emotions and her feelings. It's not. It's the opposite of like Doctor Strange, where it's all intellectual and study and try to figure stuff, or opposite of Vision, try to figure analytical, try to figure something. Wanda's powers seem to be the less she knows, has knowledge about something, the more powerful she is. When she just feels and instinctually does it, does
Yeah.
something or wants something, it happens.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's cool to analyze the powers from the inside too. Like, you know, like you probably wouldn't know how much power you have, and like you could do stuff until like, you know, like you're all powerful, but you probably never think about making an artificial construct. You know, bring all these people into it until you're just like, you know, so grief stricken that it just happens, and you're like, oh, I can do this now. Awesome.
Right.
You
How
know?
about that?
Yeah, it's like, it's fascinating, man. Oh, well, I can't wait to see. Well, I'm also excited. I forget her name, but the Kat Dennings, I think, is the actress's name.
Darcy.
Darcy, yeah. I can't wait to see what she becomes
inside the hex. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe, I mean, I'm guessing Rambo is gonna go back in, and maybe this will be what draws her back in. Is like, she's like, I gotta go save Kat. Or Darcy.
Darcy, right? Yeah, Kat Dennings. So they, you know, everything's foreshadowing in the end. So what do you think about when Darcy brought up, you know, hey, Monica Rambeau, you shouldn't go back in because he's been keeping track of your DNA, and you know, something's happening or whatever. You know, what do you think about that?
I thought it was just like a warning, like, you know, that everybody in there, like, it ups the stakes. Like, there's more urgency to get everybody out because everybody is changing, and like probably not for the better, you know. So I think like up the stakes there, and was a warning maybe to not go back in there.
Yeah, and she has done it the most.
You know,
she's gone through that barrier twice. I mean, everybody's inside, but nobody's gone in and out, right?
In and out, yeah.
And I think she was saying something about the act of going through the barrier.
It's the barrier,
yeah.
Even more so than
is doing more than it's doing something crazy to your cells or whatever. So
yeah, I can see that. Well, it must, because it like changed that guy from, you know,
right,
to a beekeeper. It changed, you know,
right?
So
right.
Like,
yeah, whatever happened to him? They haven't mentioned what happened to the beekeeper.
Yeah, we got to see the beekeeper. That was one of the best reveals because like I you know, knew it was a beekeeper, but I kind of forgot, and I was like, oh, I thought that was a beekeeper. Like I thought for a second that I had like misremembered what it was.
Right, because he was going in
like,
with that radiation suit. It's like, well, okay, maybe he wasn't a beekeeper, but I swore I saw bees. You know, yeah, but yeah,
that was a great reveal.
Yeah. That's the they use that as the moment to let you know that you're right. Going through the barrier changes whatever goes through it to match what's happening inside.
Yeah, but and I guess she has to keep changing everybody, because when it goes, like, I guess the next one's going to be like in the 2000s, so she's going to change everybody's DNA and state of being to
right. It's like every night she goes to sleep, when she wakes up, everything has changed.
Yep. Oh man. Well, I look forward to the next one.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah. I can't wait. I'm glad you're liking it.
Well, actually, I'm like, yeah, I'm really loving it. It's, like, it's one of the neatest shows. One of the most like well thought out. And I
Marvel
think,
aside, this is a crazy, awesome show.
Absolutely, and I think it has to be like you know, if it was one of those things that, you know, in normal writing, you're like, okay, we got to stretch this out for. No, this is like, it needs to be whatever this is, then it'll move on to something else. But like, this is so cool. This is so cool.
Awesome, dude.
It would not be as cool if it was just drug out, I think, you know.
Right. It's nice and tight. It's not like 24 episodes and all this filler stuff. It's just...
Well, it's... Every episode, you're, like, learning new... You know, not only you're learning stuff, but you're seeing, you know... The world change. Like, there's not many shows where, like, the entire... How you view it and the world itself is changing. Like, you know...
Right. All sets must be changed by the next episode.
Oh my
all
gosh,
sets
I've never seen anything
again.
like it. Yeah. And like Vision's got like, you know, every episode he changes as far as like what he knows. Like now he knows he's dead, and you know
every episode has character arc. You know,
he's figuring it out. Yeah.
Everything. It's a full package.
Yeah, and with Wanda, like, you know, such a good character because you're like, she's obviously doing something kind of bad, but you're also
you empathize.
I feel sympathetic. Yeah. Absolutely. She's not. It's really fantastic.
It's great,
shows
man.
I've ever seen. Yeah.
I love this show, dude. It's so good. I'm glad we watched it again.
Yeah.
Well, any final thoughts or theories? Anything you want to throw out? We'll wrap this one up.
Yeah, no, I don't really have any theories. Like, any new theories. I mean, I'm just excited to see where the 2000s bring us.
Right.
Yeah. I've really become attached to Wanda in a way. I was telling Nick off air that I saw a trailer for the new Doctor Strange movie. Didn't really understand much what was going on in it, but because I haven't, like I said, like Nick said, I'm not caught up. But Wanda was in it, and I was immediately like, "There's Wanda." I love her. She's
Right.
well, it's just like it's such a three-dimensional character. There's so much to her.
She went from the
she's
character
not
had
good
the
or
least
bad. It's like, yeah,
to having so much detail and depth now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I've fallen in love with this character. Like, and literally, I remember watching when her and Vision both were introduced in Age of Ultron. I didn't dislike them, but there just wasn't much there to go off of, and you got a little bit more as time went on. Like in Civil War, they kind of bonded. You could tell there was a little bond there and stuff, and a couple scenes with them. But there never was. They're not main characters, so there never was that time to really flesh them out. And so, if anything, that was almost my biggest worry when this show started. It's like, I don't want to be biased, but I don't know anything about these characters, and it's about these side characters. I don't know what's going to happen. Give me more Tony Stark and Cap. What's going on? And fuck, I was wrong. Like, this is great.
Yeah, me too.
I love this.
It's funny you say that because I had the exact same. I had kind of fallen off at Endgame. I didn't. It was so good. I didn't know how it could get better. So it was just, and I had followed it for so many years. I was like, well, this is a good place. Like, in my mind, like, that's the cinematic universe. Like, I was worried that they were going to bleed it dry if they kept going. And I was like, I'm going to just stop here. So I did stop there. And I had the same thought. Like, when they showed that, I was a little interested because the promos looked unique.
Right.
But I didn't know the characters. I was not attached to the characters.
Right.
And I did not move forward with it. That's really it. But after watching this show, I haven't even finished it. I think Wanda may be my second favorite.
I know.
I mean, she's so good. She's so good.
and Vision always intrigued me because I'm no
we both love AI. Yeah.
Harvard educated like intellect or anything like that, but I really appreciate like critical thinking and deep thought and stuff. And Vision is that analytical character or whatever.
Embodied,
and so,
yeah,
exactly. And there's some great scenes yet to come in this show that really, Vision is. Wanda and Vision might be my two favorite characters now. Like, it's so good. Vision is like what I hope Doctor Strange would be. I like Doctor Strange, but I think they, for the purpose of storytelling, Doctor Strange had to be beat down because he's a human, after all, not an AI or whatever. Anyway, I don't want to go to Doctor Strange, but there was these. Doctor Strange shared more of Tony Stark's traits of like this trope of intellect is arrogance, and that didn't. I don't find that. I find that people who are afraid of knowledge think people with knowledge are arrogant. I don't know. Maybe that's the arrogant thing of me to say, but there's nothing to be afraid of there when it comes to knowledge. And to me, it just harped on more of these old tropes like out of the Bible of like the fear of knowledge, or whatever. But Vision seems to be not bound by those tropes. He's actually allowed to be smart and with no apologies, and I really like that about his character. And so anyway, I love Doctor Strange. Like when Doctor Strange and Tony Stark interacted and they first met each other in Infinity War, I thought that was great. And I was actually worried about that because they're similar in that way. They're both kind of really smart dudes who don't take shit from anybody, and and the way they played off, it was great. I thought it worked out great. It was too bad they couldn't be around each other longer and get more of that.
Like they like respect each other. I think they both knew. Yeah.
Right.
No, it's but I was not expecting Wanda to like go up my list of she is such a interesting character. Just, you know,
And great
it just feels like
actor, too,
she's
like,
yeah.
wow.
You know, she's hurting people, but it seems like she's like almost in more pain than they are. You know, she's dealing with all these losses, and it's just fascinating.
Yeah, she's got so much grief. Like she's lost everybody. Almost like she's in a position to become afraid to attach to anything because every time that happens, she loses them.
Yeah. And I don't think she's like, you know, she could have went out there and killed all of those soldiers with like, you know, the snap of her finger, but she was just kind of like, leave me alone, you know, just stop.
Right.
I've, you know, this is my town now, just, you know.
I mean, but she is enslaving 3,000 people or plus or whatever.
That is very true. I can see why they would.
at least stripping them of their free will. And and when Vision unplugged the co-worker there, forgetting his name, but which was a great performance on his behalf, they're clearly aware of what's going on, but they literally have no free will to do anything about it. They're all stuck within this play or whatever.
Yeah,
it's a crazy scenario. It's not black and white. It's not a simple, you know, there's a lot of details. It's like when you fleshed out Thanos' character to the degree that they did, he's still pretty chiseled character, but at least you got to know some of his motivations versus just being your generic bad guy who wants to do bad things because he's bad. Like,
he thought he was doing the right thing.
He thought he was doing the right thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he just needed to have a conversation with a few philosophers to really straighten him up. But but that wouldn't be compelling if he changed his mind.
You
know what? You're right. Let's just stop.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, if Vision was just like, hey, you should just stop, and like one was like, yeah, you're right, and just
that's true. He never got a chance to have a conversation with Vision. Like he could have straightened him up.
Yeah.
You'll see some of that in these later episodes. I don't think it's this
it's cool.
episode.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're kind of seeing it. It's like, you know, Wanda is going back and forth a little bit. I feel like she kind of knows she's doing wrong.
Right.
And Vision is kind of telling her. I think we're going to get more and more of that. I'm hoping. I mean, I'm hoping now. I cannot wait to see what Vision and Wanda's next conversation is going to be like.
Right, because they, the last episode was the Halloween episode, and they, which followed them kind of having the previous one from that was them having an argument, and then they go to sleep for the night, and the next morning it's, you know, a decade later, it's the Halloween thing. They're kind of cordial because they're around the family, but Vision's kind of putting his foot down with this marriage metaphor, talking about, you know, how maybe a husband and wife will communicate in certain language so nobody really picks up on it, but they know each other, what they're talking about, how Vision's not going to be controlled and he's going to go do his thing. And Wanda's kind of upset because this is not what she had in mind and planned, but at the same time, he's an independent thinking agent. You know, he's going to do what he's going to do. And and so you're right, the last episode ended with, that whole episode was them apart, Wanda interacting with her supposed brother and Vision on the investigation. And they haven't seen each other since all these events happened. And so, I wonder what the next conversation is going to be. I know.
It's going to be cool. Well, I can't wait.
All right, well, should we get into it? Got any theories or anything? Any ideas of... I mean, you already kind of been saying a little bit. It's not an AI program. It's not a dream.
No. I think I think Vision is. I think he's gonna really try to talk her out of it now. Reason her out of it. Is my theory going into it. I have no clue what Darcy's going to be doing, but I think she's going to play a major part now that she's in the world. It seemed like the general, he was leaving. He was trying to contact everybody. He couldn't get anybody. So it seems like all the troops that were there got sucked into the
everybody but like him and like two other dudes.
Yeah. So I don't know what he's going to do now. If he's going to go get more people, like more troops.
That's true. He's a part of an agency, so he could probably just recruit more people.
Go get more stuff, yeah.
It's like my whole crew turned into clowns.
I mean, that's I
love that. The circus edge of town, those clowns.
Such a cool idea. Yeah.
So good. All right, well, let's
this goes.
Well, yeah, let's see what happens. And the commercials, obviously, they're like,
yeah. Yeah, this one like was more direct. You know, it was like very dark. It was great because like those are the commercials. Those old like stop motion. Yeah,
like
all those
Sunkissed
like.
and...
But it was dark. But the brother, Vision realized he was dead. You know, it was such a great. I mean, I think that was the best commercial.
So yeah, all right, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Oh fudge! I'm pretty sure she didn't say fudge, but you know it's Disney Plus, so.
Well, I think it was a cool way. Is like it's like the censored world took her over, as she was saying.
Right. She got censored, like she went. Yeah. It works. It's like I hope that was the original scripted line because it works better than.
Mm-hmm. Intentionally expanding the borders of the false world we created.
Joking about it's
like the additional screams they added.
Yeah.
10 years later, but the next day.
Still the same outfit.
Hold it together, Wanda.
Yeah.
It's probably just a case of the Mondays. Am I right?
Am I right? Is this like The Office or something?
Yeah.
Wow, what a shot.
That's cool. Oh,
the escape artist.
The escape artist.
Because she was handcuffed.
Doesn't really speak to my skill set.
You don't remember me from last night?
Hard pass.
You were counting on me to have all the answer. I have no answers. Zero. Everything is meaningless.
That's not what you tell your kids.
Welcome to draw your own conclusions, of course, but that's... Vision is made of vibranium. They literally inherited tough skin. Come on.
Because she was one split end away from cutting her own bangs. Hey, boys, why don't you give your mom some me time?
Stay.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
So Hayward's working on something called cataract.
Trying to bring him back on.
Nice to meet you.
They're pretty close to that wall.
Yeah.
You know, it moves.
She's not the only one we're loyal to, Captain.
Apparently these people have worked with her mom before, so that's why she called him out.
Hello?
Fine, I'll go out with you, but I'm ordering the lobster.
Oh no, look! He's not going anywhere.
The sound effect, everything.
Do you think maybe this is what you deserve?
That was cool.
You're not supposed to talk.
Breaking the fourth wall.
That's...
Feeling depressed. Side effects include feeling your feelings, confronting your truth, seizing your destiny, and possibly more depression. You should...
Your mom can do anything. She's super mom.
Ralph says I sugarcoat things, but you try telling a 10-year-old that his mother is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
We used to say that shit all the time, too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at that.
That's so cool.
It turns like a minivan.
So, her Neo moment.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so cool. All the different generations, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is so neat.
That was Captain Marvel talking to her when she was a kid.
Ooh. So she's kind of become a superhero or something.
Like the spectrum of the UV. You know how she could see like the electric coming off the electric lines.
Oh, that's so cool.
I think that creating these impediments to stop me returning home.
He's got a clip on.
Oh yeah. I just love the little.
Yeah, great.
It's so funny.
What I do know is I've been watching WandaVision for the past week, and the love you two have is real.
I feel like she needs to explain to him what your WandaVision is, because
Right, it's like, what?
From in there, how would you know it was being broadcast out?
Wanda?
Uh-oh.
Wanda! Don't talk to me about that. I don't want to hear about it.
Oh, shit.
All you do is lie!
That's a pose.
The only lies I've told are the ones you put in my mouth.
Careful what you say to me.
He's gonna burn Westview to the ground just to get what he wants. Don't let him make you the villain. Wanda,
Young
you have to...
lady, I think you overstayed your welcome. Poor Wanda's been through enough.
Wow, they're all
This
wearing their
doesn't
colors. I
concern
just realized. Blue, red, and purple.
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
What's next, puppies?
Doing here, sitting, talking to you. When this is absurd.
It is. Finally, he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna
Wait
fly
a
out of
minute.
here.
What am I doing?
I'll just
Oh, here. Where are the twins? Boys?
The aspect ratio is a real world aspect
Yes,
ratio.
it's changing as she walks in there.
I don't know what's happening here. This is crazy.
You didn't think you were the only magical girl in town, did you?
What? Whoa. This is hilarious. Look at that face. Oh, she's the. Oh, she's the person behind the camera.
It's so good.
Oh, that is so good.
And I killed Sparky, too.
Twist. What do you think about that?
I don't even.
Well, so there's a key moments there. So like Pietro with it's representing her by purple
The purple smoke or
colors.
whatever that-
yeah.
yeah.
So she's like magical, almost like Wanda, but some kind of purple magic, or Wanda's some kind of red magic. And if you and just throw this in there, whenever you see Doctor Strange use magic, it's always golden. So colors are very important to what's going on. To understand like where people come from, as it were.
Yeah.
So what do you think? That little twist ending there.
I don't know. You know.
Throw a wrench in the gears here.
Yeah, I had kind of forgotten about Agnes because we had talked about her earlier.
In the last few episodes, they have made her role more subtle, right? To kind of make you forget, you know.
Yeah. Wow, because I remember us playing like when we were talking, I couldn't figure out Agnes' role because it seemed like she was like an outside. She's the only person who had like an outside like no, I don't want to.
Right.
Well, let's not tell her. Right? Wow. But I don't know. My mind's blown. Like maybe.
The last two episodes are the best.
Okay.
Here we go. So yeah, her and Wanda were talking, and then Wanda went over to. She's following. Snooper's going to snoop. So did you notice her eyes were purple there at the end, not blue?
Yeah.
And you notice like all the vines going down there were purple.
Purple. I saw that.
So yeah, it's color tone, big thing.
That was so cool that like Agnes's world down in the bottomless basement
is real world. It's not. It's not
aspect ratio.
It's out of the control of Wanda. It seems.
I think that was the best one. Where it was like it showed Agnes was like behind the camera. Like that's.
Yeah, you jump back. You're like, what?
It was like, I didn't. Oh man, I'm.
Let it out. What's going through?
I'm just like I thought I had it figured out. And now I
Every
don't.
episode they twist
I
it
don't.
on you.
I am
right?
like, I really don't know. I'm like, maybe it's not a dream. Maybe it's something. I have no. You know, it seems like Agnes is maybe trying to. Oh, I don't know. Maybe this is a way to like stop. Like maybe Wanda's too powerful, but if she could like trap her in this WandaVision of, like maybe she was able to.
At this point, do you think the hex is still? Now remember, colors are important, and what color is the hex?
It's red, isn't it?
It's red. It's not purple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So having that groundwork, I was going to ask, do you think the hex is controlled by Wanda, or now because of this twist, do you think it's all, they even say it's been Agatha all along.
Yeah.
But if we were to go by colors.
Yeah. Well, what I would think, just spitballing, I have no clue, but I would think that maybe Agatha is some sort of like, has some mind control stuff. Like she can't mess with Wanda, like power-wise, but almost like an inception. She's gone in there and has like worked with what's inside of Wanda's mind, playing off her grief, playing off all this stuff, and have, basically helped Wanda construct.
Right. Like Wanda might be doing something, but she's like, she's egging it along for her own benefit or whatever.
Yes.
Whatever that is.
Whatever the benefit. Yeah, I have no idea like what. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
Oh, this show is so good. It keeps going, dude. It just keeps.
I was just not expecting.
Dude, that song went viral and like literally hit like in the top 10 on the fucking music charts. Agatha all along.
Yeah.
Like that week, everybody was just like had that on loop. Like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah. Wow. I am.
And Catherine Hahn's a great actress. She pulls this off so good. Like, as the nosy neighbor or whatever, and apparently something else.
Yeah, well, it makes me almost want to go back and watch it again to see these little,
Oh yeah, there are little things. Like for instance, remember at the beginning, she's like, "Oh, could you get that mole?" But it was played off a joke. And then at the end, it was like, it showed us cicada on the thing, and the bunny, which is named. All these are Scratchy. Yeah. All these are telltale signs into her character. And obviously the color and everything else too. But
I killed the dog too.
and I killed Sparky too, baby. Like that was great. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
the next episode picks up right where it left off, and you'll get some answers that you're going to be waiting for a week now to get. But
oh my gosh, yeah. Wow.
Oh,
that was
show's
good.
so good, dude.
I just never saw.
I didn't see that one coming at all. Nobody did.
Did not.
Really.
Did not. I had kind of like you were saying. Like I had in my first a couple episodes, I was like, Agatha is like.
Well, she was going by Agnes the whole time.
Agnes, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But now she's like, no, I'm Agatha Harkness. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I did not. That was so cool. Where are these boys at?
So in a way, it's kind of good you're not watching some of the Super Nerds breakdowns, because all of the nerds know when the show started, they saw this character called Agnes, and they're the first thing to do is try to go through the comics and figure out maybe what characters are what or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's no character Agnes in the comics, but there was a character named Agatha Harkness. So a lot of those nerds figured that out. Yeah, before the reveal. So in a way, it's kind of good that you weren't, following along. And
so, yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you anything about
Agatha
Harkness's character, because this is a cool way to do
itself.
it. Yeah. And nothing is borrowed directly from the comics. Nothing's transcribed directly from the comics. They just borrow hints and ends of different stories and different aspects. So, some characters in the MCU are a collage of multiple characters in the comics, because they don't have time to do all this stuff. But
that was such a. I mean, I just like that was a great reveal. The song, everything,
she had her own intro.
Her own intro. Going back, it had all of it.
Yeah,
basically
every episode makes you rethink about every previous episode and what's happened and what people have said or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a super nerd, you could every time you watch a new one, go back and watch all of them up to that new one again, and watch a new one
And see everything,
and watch them all. And that's the ultimate way. But I mean, that you end up watching, 38 episodes or whatever. But
yeah. Well, I just loved how they would go through and show like all these scenes she was in, and like
those
her
key
kinda,
moments,
like, turning and like winking to the camera.
Right.
The brother shows up and she's like in the yard having a picnic,
having a wine on the picnic and like controlling him, because that purple smoke was coming out of his back.
So good, yeah.
So like now let's think about the previous episode, the Halloween episode, and we had already talked about how the brother, kept dodging the questions when Wanda would ask him specific questions about their past that only the two of them would know. He would always play it off as, "Oh, you're just testing me." But you can see why now, because if he's being controlled by Agnes, she would not know those answers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So she was clearly using him as some kind of probe.
Yeah. And she probably didn't even know what he looked like.
Right.
Yeah.
She
so
probably
just recast.
Right. Exactly. It was recast. Right. And the coincidence that we all, as audience members, knows that actor played in the X-Men or whatever, that's just coincidental. That's Marvel pulling a meta joke on the fan base. It's like, we knew you would think about that, but that throws you off the scent.
The scent. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I guess my only question, that all makes sense. But it seemed like in the beginning, Agnes's role was to keep the status quo. Like anytime, like the neighbor was almost about to say something, she kind of comes in but if she's controlling the brother kind of started to break the status quo a little bit because he was asking questions about that made Wanda put him in the grave.
You're right. I can answer those, but those are addressed in the subsequent episodes.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I don't want to. But that's I like where your mind's going there. You're a smart dude.
Yeah.
You really understand this whole filmmaking thing. Thinking about character development and all that.
Yeah, it's such a good show. I mean,
I love this show, dude.
Yeah, wow.
Because all the callbacks to it's like an ode to television.
Yeah.
In and of itself. My sister started watching this damn show. She hasn't watched any Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Because she came up from the perspective of old sitcoms and stuff like that. And me and her grew up watching them, as we all did.
Yeah.
And she thought that was very intriguing. I don't know if she, followed through to the end, because it becomes more Marvel-esque as you go through the series. It gets away from the...
Yeah, well, I was telling my wife about this show. Just be like, I'm loving this. Is one of the best things of and I've almost got her, but she also doesn't follow any of the stuff. So but I don't think. I think she could still enjoy what
Right. You don't have to know all of these connections or whatever. Just watch it for what it is, and it's a good story. Like I said in a previous episode, I think this show probably stands on its own. Even if you haven't watched a single MCU property. Yeah. If you just picked up and watched this, I think it's cohesive and good storytelling and enough twist, but at the same time not too confusing, Yeah. You don't have to get all those little punchlines and references and stuff. I think it stands. I don't know because I've watched those stuff, but I think it would stand up on its own.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait to see where this goes. I really have. I'm at a loss of.
I'm excited for you, dude.
The role she's playing in this.
I'm excited to see that. Where I was a year ago, just like I pull my hair out. This is so good. And my red light. That's why I wanted to get red because Wanda's red. I think the next episode I'll make it purple.
Oh, nice.
Because we've been introduced to a new color scheme now. So.
Cool. Oh yeah. It's funny because when they first got there and you said oh, they all have their colors or whatever, I was like, well, those two do. What's right?
I realize that's kind of slip. It's a fine line, man. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't.
No. But it was interesting because I didn't get it, but I was like, I was like, there was a moment I was like, am I missing something?
That's why I said there was a pause, because during that pause, after I said that, I realized, oh shit, this is the reveal episode for Agnes, and it hasn't been established that she's some. And that's why a few seconds later I said, yeah, Agnes has been wearing purple the whole time.
Yeah.
I was trying to cover my tracks, so like, oh shit. It's a fine line, because I forget the order of stuff, and once you know something, you've got the curse of knowledge, and you forget that what other people know and don't know about something or whatever, and it's like it becomes hard. So sorry about that, but
no, that 100% did not see that coming.
Right.
Did not, the only thing is that moment of, even before she walked down the stairs, they had that moment of where she's kind of silhouetted and just kind of like slowly like walks by the door. I was like, just the way that shot is very menacing, and I'm like, they're trying to show us like she's not on the level, but I've always kind of thought she wasn't on the level. So, and it was also like that, with Wanda being like, where are my kids? And there was like a cicada bug, and like this is like a perfect world. We never see bugs or anything, except for the bees. You know.
You're a fan of the horror genre.
Yes.
What do women with magic and cicada bugs and moles and everything?
She's a witch. Yeah.
Reference, right? How about that? And
was she in the? Oh, was she a witch? She was a witch in the Halloween one, wasn't she? I don't remember. She was in the car.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot. In the car, she was dressed up as a witch. How about that?
Nice. Okay.
And in the MCU, Wanda has not ever been referred to by her comic book character, only by her given name within the universe, which is Wanda Maximoff. She's never been referred to yet as of the Scarlet Witch.
Yes. Okay. Wow. Interesting. See, I did not get. I went in a completely different direction. I thought that mole thing was them saying that like Wanda is giving people in that town cancer. I thought they were getting
because they were talking about that with the other things. Absolutely.
That's why and then I thought she was pointed that, and she's like, oh, I broke character. I shouldn't talk about the cancer or whatever. That's kind of where I thought that was going. But
I didn't pick up on any of that stuff either when I first watched it. I was like, oh, that was just a throw-off joke. I didn't even think it was related to the wall or anything. I was like, oh, that's just a funny joke. Oh, whatever. Ooh, gross. And then at the end, though, when they showed the bug, I was like, I didn't know the reference, but I was like, that's got to be starting to reference something now. Something's going on here. Because the music changed, and they showed her in the kitchens, and she's like, oh, they must be in the basement. And she walks off. It's like, okay, like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, there's a lot more to this character.
Yeah, wow.
Absolutely, man. It's great.
Oh,
wow. I love this show. We've said that like 1,000 times, but
no, it's amazing. It really is amazing.
The show is good, really good.
Well, it's funny because I didn't think anything would beat Endgame, and this is just so different because it's not the action.
It's different. It's not even
just so different
type of comparison.
It's like apples and oranges, yeah.
Well, absolutely, it's just a completely different thing.
But as far as just like layers and like how they are utilizing tropes, I mean, this is maybe
smart fucking writing, dude.
I may like it more, as much or as more than Endgame. I mean,
That's awesome to hear, like dude. This. Yeah, exactly. It's and like we were talking about before, Endgame is the literal encapsulation of what we're calling the Infinity Saga. This one aspect of comics and Marvel and stuff in the MCU, and we can mislead ourselves when we start apples and oranges, start comparing things that really shouldn't be compared at that same level. Because once again, it took 22, 23 films to build up everything to have that payoff that you have in Endgame. So if WandaVision is #1 in the next saga, like, dude, there's some shit to come, man. Oh, I can't wait, Chris, to get you caught up. This is so good.
Oh man, I just it's just so because Endgame. I mean, that's kind of where I fell off because Endgame was so good, and
so good.
It was the first time I love that when they traveled back and they did like the Back to the Future 2 thing, where like you get to see the scenes but from a different angle, and and it also felt like I didn't know who would like. It was like, okay, here's a time that people can die, you know, and they can be gone, and like, you know,
this is right.
You know, if you're watching Iron Man 2, you kind of know Iron Man's not gonna die, you know, but like people can die, you know, and so it was so fun and so good, and that was like the height of that. But this is different, you know, this is like a whole. I don't know, it's really good.
Yeah, when I had watched, by the time of Endgame, I had seen everything in the MCU, but when I was watching so Wanda and Vision are like special to me in the sense that I have never become so I don't know, I'm lost of words, so involved with two characters that I knew nothing about. Because when I watched Infinity War, I hadn't seen Age of Ultron or like most of the MCU, just a couple little, like, you know, the first Iron Man, the first Thor, a couple just primary videos, but nothing like really building it all up and everything. So these characters were just, I hadn't read the comics, so these characters, I didn't know anything about them at all. And by the time fucking Wanda is like having to hold Thanos back and kill her beloved, like, I was moved. I'm like, how is that possible? I know nothing about these fucking characters, and they shared the screen time with 20 other characters, and they still were able to do enough to like make me care about that moment. Like, that is good writing. Like, how do you do that? Like, that is so amazing, which makes like, you know, finally getting Wanda and Vision some fleshed out backstories, and the way they're doing this, like, it's so good,
fun. Yeah,
dude. It's just so fun.
Yeah, it, you know, it's so smart and so just artistically creative.
It's so creative, dude.
Yeah.
It's what's great. I think what it is it's taking every trope that has ever been done for this type of genre, and it breaks all bounds, literally breaks the fourth wall. And even though you know all these tropes, you still don't know what's coming next.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
that
absolutely.
is so brilliant, man.
Yeah.
The juxtaposition between everything they're showing you is everything you're ever familiar with, and you know, like the back of your hand, and you still are tricked.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah. Well, the thing, when we were watching it, you know, but going into it, I was like, I can't wait to see what like Vision is, you know, gonna do with you know all this knowledge. And before all this reveal, I was like, it's so cool that he is talking to the camera. We're getting like to see the inner workings of his mind.
Right.
But then I didn't even want to talk about that because this other stuff was so much like crazier. You know? It's just like.
And they give you a little dialogue between Darcy and Vision there, if you haven't seen like Ultron stuff, about kind of really quickly, like, he's like, so he makes a joke about it. He's like, so you're telling me that my mind came from the Mind Stone, but my corporeal form came from Ultron's drive for global genocide. Like, you know, it's like but it's enough, you know, to kind of, okay, that explains it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. I love this show. I just love this show, dude. What a way to, I know why they, I think the original order was different of what show was going to release at what time, because this is all before, announced before COVID, and so nothing came out in 2020 at all. So I don't remember which one was coming out first. I think Falcon and Winter Soldier was first, and there was a different order to things. And like WandaVision and Loki were towards the end of all the releases. And they rearranged everything, and I can see why they decided, after having to rearrange and waiting almost a year and a half between since the previous Marvel release, why they just came out with a bang. Like, this is gonna make or break us, guys. They're gonna fucking love this, like, or we're never gonna be able to make another Marvel property again because it's too whack. But like we got shit for you.
yeah, absolutely.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Genre-breaking craziness. We loved it too. It's I just got her own damn theme song, like, and she killed Sparky too. I mean, wow. What? Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, it hit so, because I'm like, you know, you're processing the twist. The song is awesome. You know, playing all these tropes, seeing her in all these different key moments.
Right.
Killed the spark. That was so good. And I think having her behind the camera, like, she was the one film. It's such a cool moment. That was the moment that got me. That was the moment.
I know.
Oh, that was the moment.
That was the moment, man.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Chris, thanks again.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts or anything, or should we wrap this one up?
I'm glad you talked me into watching this.
I'm glad you were game to do it, dude.
Yeah.
This is great. And there's another layer to it as well. I want to get you caught up, regardless of how fast we can get these edited and released. I want to keep doing Mondays and keep recording 2 or 3 episodes of everything so we can fastly get you caught up, because I want to get to the point of we both are experiencing the thing for the first
Together,
time, because that's is like a throwback to where we met for the first time 20 years ago in school, going to the theater, and we're both on the same page, we both saw the same trailers or not or whatever, and I just remember so many times being in the theater and being like, both of us being like what did we just
Absolutely.
see? I can't wait to get there again, man. This is enjoyable, because I don't know, half my video is gonna be ruined because I'm not watching the show. I'm looking over to see if it's almost like poker. I gotta be careful looking over, because I don't want you to see me looking over, because then you might expect something's getting ready to happen. So anyway, it's fun. I appreciate it, man. We'll do this again, and thank you all, everyone, for tuning in to my I don't know if we got to name the series or not. My college roommate watches Phase 4 for the first time. I know it seems a little wordy, but anyway, we're getting them caught up. We really appreciate it. Like, subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Come back for more. Comment down below. What do you all think? What were you all thinking when you watched this episode and that reveal of Agnes? We'll read the comments. We'd love to hear what state of mind you were in when that happened to you. What do you think about the series overall, about its genre-breaking awesomeness? I don't know how to describe it. We really appreciate you tuning in. As always, you all know the drill. We got full reactions uncut reactions on Patreon. Check them out if you want to. Other than that, Chris, I appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next week. Peace.